Well, the thing about everything to do with house restoration,
Sparkle, go away.
it's just all very boring, repetitive, and tedious. Everybody keeps telling me, oh, you need to make videos about restoring your house. You need to document storing your house. The whole world will be fascinated. I tell you, it's not that fascinating. Believe me, it's boring. Months and months and months of doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until you lose your mind. It ain't fascinating. If we cut out clips and you only get to see things that magically happen in 10 seconds on screen, then you'll be fascinated.
But then you'll also get the wrong idea about how house restoration actually works.
Yep, because that ain't the way it works. Just removed a rather hideous and bug-filled light fixture from the 1950s, and now he's inspecting. Oh, and tell them about the light bulbs that were in this fixture and the instructions that were on the fixture.
Of course, the instructions say 60 watt or smaller, and the two light bulbs were a 100 watt and a 75 watt, slightly scorched. One of them a bulb from Napa Auto Parts, where I did not know you could buy light bulbs, with mismatched screws holding everything together, such as was in there. That one's a really interesting one. And then this one didn't really match the threads either. And then two very, very, very undersized little caps to try to hold the wire on. And so, because they didn't cover it, they wrapped it in electrical tape, which has since disintegrated into something that resembles, just falls apart like, I don't know, it's not even flexible anymore.
Show it to us.
Here you go. This is the...
Oh, man, that's nasty.
It's very nasty, and it crumbles into little bits like this.
How did this place not burn down?
I'm not sure. I guess.
Well, I'm glad you're redoing this.
Well, yes, this is coming down and going away.
Makes me almost... So I am taping up some tracing film so that we can trace this original stencil and redo it in the portions of the room where time and a leaky roof have totally destroyed it.
Neoclassical structures, like our house, are all modeled to one degree or another on the ancient pagan temples in the classical world, and especially on the Parthenon in Athens, the ancient temple to Athena, goddess of wisdom. By the 19th century, these temples were famously overgrown, and the restoration of the Parthenon began in the mid-19th century. For more on that, please watch my video about Florence Nightingale's pet owl Athena, who she found in the overgrown Parthenon. Our ongoing motif in restoring our house was the idea of repairing the ruined temple. In rooms like this one, we recreated the original classically inspired stenciling as much as possible, and in certain other rooms you'll see, the ones where the original designs were gone, I painted flowers as if they had grown up over the abandoned building. Together with an actual rose hedge I planted outside, the overall idea was Sleeping Beauty's rose-covered castle meets the Parthenon. Of course, it's taking us a very long way to get there. After a great deal of work, we finally finished our first room. There was a feeling of accomplishment, but we knew we had a lot of rooms to go, and each one was just as much work.
So, here's another room I've been working on. Stabilizing the plaster. I haven't taken the clamps out yet, because it's easier for you to see the work that way. But you can, if I zoom in, you can see the cracks that I glued around to stabilize things again. And you can see where the paint is also just gone, where it's just been falling off like snow. So yeah, lots of work, little by little, inch by inch, row by row. Gonna make this garden grow, or this house, as the case may be. So, in pretty much every room of the house, the paint is just completely flaking off of the walls. Some worse than others. You can see, this is the pile of paint flakes I've swept up that have just fallen down in the last few days. This is just a few days worth of paint flakes, so that's a lot. And some repainting will be necessary. So as I've been stripping off this sort of canary poop yellow, underneath it, the picture rail is painted the blue that would have been the original room color. Which is cool because this is the blue we tried to match when we picked out new paint. It's going to go on all these walls. Cover up this canary poop yellow. Don't know when that was put in, but this is a much nicer color. And I am gonna strip the picture rails and varnish those so they're their natural wood color, because I like that better. It'll make a nice contrast. But it's cool to see the original blue underneath the yellow. 1,000,000 bottles of beer on the wall, 1,000,000 bottles of beer. You take one down, pass it around. 999,999 bottles of beer on the wall. 999. One bottle of beer on the wall. One bottle of beer. You take one down, pass it around. Paint not going anywhere.
Doesn't want to come quietly, does it?
Nothing ever does.
So, we just took down the picture rails that had been painted at some point. Well, they've been painted a couple times over their original varnish finish. And we're going to have to, we tried stripping them while they were on the walls. That was not going to work. So we took them down. This will make it easier to paint. And then it's also going to be easier to refinish those and put them back up. So there they are. And those ones will be another project here for this room. But in the meantime, we can get the little...
Here we have Gabriel working on the broken trim of the door.
And the stuck lock in this case.
And the stuck lock.
Cool. Has the patent date on there of April 20th, 1907.
Cool.
Yep. The junior Vulcan locks, all wrought metal.
Vulcan. I
Yes,
like it.
I thought you would like that.
God of metalwork.
Uh-huh. So we're going to open this guy up and hope that Vulcan is persuadable.
Let's hope.
Maybe disassembling it.
Well, locks are notoriously reluctant to open.
Ah, yes, but you just have to make yourself its master.
You're going to master the God of metalwork?
I'm going to try.
You know, that sort of hubris can get you into trouble.
Ah, yes. But it can also get you all sorts of places. Look at that. Now that probably hasn't been opened since 1908. And now we have a lock.
It's a cool lock.
It is a very cool lock, and look what I just did.
It works.
It does.
Cool.
So,
You managed to unlock it.
I managed to unlock it.
Wow.
This is actually a brilliant design. All mechanical, therefore you can see exactly how to make it work. So, while I have it apart would be the right time to lubricate it,
That might be a good idea.
but
It's only been 113 years.
it's only been 113 years and it's still moving. That's pretty amazing.
Well, you know, the god of metalwork knows his stuff.
Yes, he does. And now no one bothered to do that properly.
Shall remain one of life's great mysteries.
They had this lock covered over with tape at some point, which I'll have to clean off the residue. Minor points. And then I'll probably...
Ultimate in classy decor.
Yes.
Tape just ties the room together.
Oh yeah, duct tape especially. Extra points for duct tape. And if it's camouflage duct tape, you just go off the charts. Now,
That takes it to 11.
that takes it straight to 11. Now look at this. This is a very nice fitting doorknob. Punk. Yeah. This also gives me an opportunity to make sure it's all adjusted properly. Very little wobble, nice and smooth.
Yay.
So now I just need to carefully fix the trim.
But it's splintered.
Yes, that's going to be why it requires glue.
Ah. You know, there are some things even glue can't fix.
Yes, but glue is very good at fixing things.
Did they actually put nails in it?
Yes, they did. I've got to extract them carefully. Come out of there. Yes. So, a long, bent, massive finishing nail. This guy.
So was that a nail just to hold the trim in place, or did they nail the door shut in addition to losing the key to the lock?
No, this is just for the trim.
Okay.
However, this nail that's here was then nailing the door shut.
That's overkill.
Yes, it is overkill. There's another nail out. So, nails. And now, for the first time in, well, we're not exactly sure how long, this door can be closed.
Wow.
Latches too. And then it can be opened without requiring a crowbar and a hammer. And now Sarah's den and den annex are linked and are also separable. The magic of doors.
That's the first time we've been able to shut this door since we moved in.
That is correct.
That's
Technically,
progress.
It still needs a little bit of glue and just a little bit of finish touches, but it is very close and it is definite progress. And the Vulcan mechanism is working perfectly.
Let's hear it for the god of metalwork.
That's right.